Hello and welcome back to the Great Circle, an upcoming animal survival game set in a giant African caldera. I'm TJ, developer for the game, and I'm bringing you a live development stream where I'm going to be doing some debugging of the migration system for the animals. I want to thank you guys for joining us. In case you don't know, you can follow the Great Circle and find out everything you need to know through the links in the description of the video. You can follow us on our official YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, everywhere. You can also join our Discord if you would like to play test versions of the game, which will be made available shortly. Actually, you can already test version 1.5 for free through the Discord. Just go into the demo releases tab and you can access the downloadable version of the game. You don't even have to install it. It's for Windows. You can just download it and execute it. Thank you guys for joining us. Let me go ahead and get the thing started. We'll see if the bot will be able to read questions today. The live stream will be for... Oh, hang on one second, folks. 1 second. Okay, yeah, it's working. Yeah, so you can ask questions about the game. It's in development currently, so a lot of the stuff you're going to be seeing is debugging, is development, and, you know, if you think it looks decent, it should look much better once we get closer to polishing and finishing the game up for official releasing. So if you have any questions, just go ahead and ask them live in the chat. I'll answer them as we go. Hopefully this bot will be able to read them out loud for me so I can kind of keep my eyes on the screen where they need to be. But if you missed the stream, you could still ask questions in the form of comments below the video. I'll get back to those individually as soon as I possibly can. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, or whatever it is for wherever you are. One moment while I get the thing fired up. That's not the right screen. Let's get the right. There we go. And let me get my viewport over there. It doesn't look like I'll have the convenience of the bot. Okay. How's it going, Rylands? Hello, Ellis. Hello, BattleBot. Hello, everybody. Alright, so first thing I have to do is just make sure that the animals can sense the food source that's right there, and then I'm going to switch us to testing room 1. This is A. Yep, they're going right for the food. And what they're going to do is consume the food. Yep, there we go. And right now I have it to where the food basically will shrink, and then over time it grows back. In the future I want to see the leaves being nibbled off and eaten off. And alright, so that is working properly. So now I can get over to the other test room. Now, the migration system that I have in mind, like this game is going to have a really big map that you can explore lots of different biomes and parts of the map. So what I want is to kind of organically encourage players and animals to switch areas, you know, to leave one area and travel to a whole new area. And what we're going to do is look at a little bit of the system that I have in place to make that happen. It's all about food when you live in the wild. So what we're going to do is constantly move our food sources. What we want is to populate an area with food and have all the animals consume all that food. And then once all the food's gone, another area will become populated some distance away, and all the animals will begin to migrate and move towards that new food source. Let's perform the same test here that we did on the other level. We've already got a test animal and a piece of food there. And once that's done, we'll go ahead and go play mode. And we'll generate the migration areas. So I'm having trouble sensing the food. Let's see if I can eat it. God dang it. Yep, it's edible. Okay, that's the problem. Alright, I know what the problem is, so I just need to recast the nav mesh real quick. Give me a second. So we are recasting nav mesh now, and that green area is showing the recast as it's happening. It's growing over time. And basically what that green represents is how much the animals can sense and be aware of. So they'll be aware of their surroundings. So just give that some time. It's going to cover the whole thing eventually. It'll go faster if I turn that visualization off. While that's happening, let me get some questions underway. By the way, TJ, I suggested antelopes for you since yesterday you said you were interested in them. Very interested in antelopes and the different types of gazelle. You know, a bunch of different kind of ungulates, hoofed animals. I'm interested in all of those, bovines included. So I'll be looking over those. As a matter of fact, now might be a good time to visit the Discord and just do the kind of daily review. Let me close this thing real quick. We'll open up some Discord. Alice says the trailer looks really cool. Thank you, thank you. It's one of the newer ones. Well, it uses a different song, and I included some of the more up-to-date videos in there. I'm gonna redo all the promotional stuff once I'm done with 1.6. I really should do one specifically for 1.6. Alright, so let's go to the Great Circles Discord here, and we're gonna look at... I guess we're in the mechanics suggestion. Let me see, elephant. The elephant shrews, if they add it, can make paths through the grass and make a nest. Actually, that's kind of interesting. I did think about that. For now, I'm gonna have the paths just kind of already in there, but I do like the idea of elephants creating paths just with their just by walking through and just stomping things flat. Give me a second, let me move this out of the way real quick. Okay. Let's see if there's anything in the lobby here. My name is Stroby, but Japanese. Never mind. Realize I nicknamed myself. Okay. Animal ideas. Guess we'll start from the bottom. There we go. The pronghorn. Okay, I know that one. I like that one. I really like the chamois, but I may not add it just because it's not a native or invasive species. Which means it has to go into the exotic category, and which means it has to be justified through the game's lore and kind of central storytelling aspect. I do really want that animal though, so I'll think a lot about if there's a way that makes sense because I don't want to stretch the lore into a meaningless affair by having too many exotics. But I really do like this. I like the look of the face of the chamois because of the it's kind of reminiscent of gazelles and springboks, and a lot of different animals. A lot of different ungulates in Africa kind of have like a white or striped face somehow. So it kind of looks like it belongs, but it actually is not an African animal. But I'd be in favor if I can figure out a way to do it through the lore. So I'll see. Zero. Red Duiker. Red Duiker. I like the idea of these two. These are those ones with the long giraffe-looking necks. I think that one's been suggested a few times. Dorcas gazelle. All gazelles are welcome. Duiker. That's a weird name. What the heck? This thing looks like it has fangs, like tusk. Musk deer. Wait, I can't open Chrome right now because I might crash my engine's video RAM, so I'm gonna hold off on searching that one right now. These look good. The mountain Niola, Hirola, the cob antelope. Never heard of that one. Looks nice. I like the black stripe on the front. Tibetan antelope. Common duiker. So I guess duikers are like their own thing. Like they look like they all have these horns and they look like deer. Gray ribbuck. Steambuck. Never heard of that one. Common eland. I know that one pretty well. That looks like an oryx. It is. The other one is a fring-eared oryx. Now these are the ones that are really interesting looking. The Saiga antelope. You got like little mini trunks. Alsalaphine. Agama lizard. You know what this reminds? Yo, we got like some invasive species where I live in Florida. Like they're like a stone agama or whatever they're called, but they're starting to like pop up everywhere. These are very nice suggestions. Yeah, serval. Yep, very interested in serval. Hornbill. Very good animal suggestions. I'll be looking at those more after I'm done with 1.6 and I can start looking at adding more animals. There's already some in waiting that have not been added but are like in our kind of treasure chest of animals to put in the game. So I've got my work cut out for me, but I'm certainly interested more in adding the antelope and the other ungulates, like some bigger bovines too. Because I think they'll look really good in the background of the game, just kind of part of the setting. Kind of helps sell the look and feel of the whole map and everything. So for those who don't know, if you wanted to play the current test build, which is 1.5, it's very limited, but you can play it. It is where is it? It's in demo releases, so it's right here. And all you do is you just click this link. It tells you a little bit about download for the game. You download the game as a zip folder, then you unzip it. No installation necessary. You need about 2.5 gigabytes of space. This is going to be for 64-bit Windows, so it's only Windows right now. Once I get the next successful export of the game for 1.6 in Windows, and I'm going to also do an export for Linux and Mac, and I'll put it in here for testing to see if it works. I don't have a Mac, so I'll kind of depend on whoever has a Mac to kind of test it. Now it does have graphical settings, so if you find that it's a little bit sluggish, you can just turn some of those settings down, like mess with the shadows, mess with the overall render quality, just bring it down a bit, see if it'll start to run smoothly. But anyway, you click this link. It's a Google Drive link, which means you just download the folder from online. I guess I can open a browser for a second. Let me see here. Hope I don't regret this. Where is it? There we go. So basically, here's the folder, right? TGC demo releases, and you just download this. You can hit this download all button, or you can right click this, and it tells you that it's test build 1.5, the zip. It's gonna tell you that it's too big of a file to scan it. So it'll just tell you just have to download it at your own risk. Don't worry, I didn't put any viruses in it or anything like that. And that's all you do. Once you get it, you just unzip it and just play it. You don't even have to install it. But that's how you get the current version. Now the difference between 1.5, which is available now, and what's coming in 1.6 is, number one, the animal roster expands from 1. Right now you can only play the Secretary Bird. It expands from 1 to 15 at least. It also will expand the animals that you'll see in the environment. I don't have the official count for that right now. The map, you currently have one playable area, which is the brush area. In 1.5, it's going to expand 9-fold, so you're going to have 9 playable areas. It's one big map. So I know people thought I was testing different maps for the game, but there's only one big map, and it is basically all connected. So you go from one area to another area, one region to another region. And basically, the way that the game takes place is this. You see this thing that we made for the game, kind of like the title. The circle behind it is where the game takes place. It's a giant caldera. A caldera is a dead volcano. It's kind of like a crater. And basically the idea is within this crater, it's so massive you can have a bunch of different biomes and stuff. So the idea is to just have one map. So I don't plan to do, like, for example, an East Asia map, South America map, or anything like that. I just want to put like different biomes in the map and have the map take place in Africa. So it's a crater in Africa. That's the whole idea for the game. Now, I am in favor of modding, so there's a possibility that maybe a modder wants to do like a special custom map and maybe have custom animals or whatever. So other animals that are exotic for Africa could be in maybe a modded pack or something like that. But that's off in the future. We've got a ways to go before we get there, so just talking possibilities right now. All right, we're nearly done with recasting the nav mesh, so we're going to switch back over to our development. Let me bring back up our second viewport, and let me use the rest of the load time to answer questions. So give me a second. Let me get rid of the lines. Let's pull this bad boy back over. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Will there be a black buck? Don't remember that one off by name off the top of my head, but probably. If it's an African animal, probably just eventually, when I have the time. Didn't say anything about it. Didn't TJ say live chat is for questions? Questions will be the ones that I will be reading out loud. Otherwise, there's a lot of messages that I'm going to be missing, but I'll be looking specifically to answer the questions. So you guys are free to kind of chit chat, but the questions will be the ones that I'll take the time to look over and read out loud. Because it's kind of hard to do both. Hard for me to look over at this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 monitors, right, with the games code and all that other stuff, and then I have the 5th monitor is like the OBS screen is what you guys see. So I have to actually look way over at the 5th monitor to read chat or use this thing. But I'm often to the left, looking at the nodes and the blueprints and the code over here, or to the right, looking at like different view modes for the thing. So it's kind of hard to. That's why I like to have the bot read the stuff out loud for me. It's much easier. All right, let me see here. But please stop. Don't be arguing in the chat. There's no point. Let's try not to insult each other. All right, let's see here. All right, well, let's change the subject, shall we? Let's put all that stuff behind us. Let's look forward, water under the bridge. Now, we're going to see if the elephant will find the food immediately since it's right there. And it should actually take longer since I loaded a much bigger nav mesh, but let's see. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna run and grab something to the other room. We're back. Oh, an actual game-related question. Rylan says, anyways, will there be flooding in dens? There will be flooding in dens. So, for those of you who are clever enough to build a den somewhere, and you know you think you're safe and you've got your little den area, it may not be a safe place once the rain starts, because if it goes on for too long and the water level starts to rise everywhere, your den may be underwater. And you got to think about that, because you may have like babies at your den. Go on, you can do it. I could probably get them a little closer. And my baby model was set to like 99% growth, so that's why a couple seconds later I turned into a young adult. This is a 60% grown adult. That's about a full percent baby model right there. So my guy can get bigger, he can't. I can eat the leftovers. So as you can see, the elephant ate up most of the food. So you're competing with the other animals for food. Now we have a migration path, right? So the next set of food is going to be way down here. He's not moving. Oh, I forgot to increase the distance for sensing. So I'm going to make it so that he can sense up to 100 units away. That way, once he's done here, he'll go towards the next migration area. And that's where all the other animals will go to. Actually, let me go ahead and do that right. Is he eating something still? Let me go ahead and do that right now, because the other animals are starting to die. Give me 1 second. Hopefully it doesn't take a long time for them to do the scan. Let's see here. 100,000. So that should take care of that. Okay, let me compile. Let me save it. Okay, now we're back. Let's do that same exercise again. Let me scroll the questions while it's loading. Love the elephant ears. I do enjoy the ears too. I'm going to mess around and do some more ear movement animations, because right now they don't do the thing where they threaten by just sticking their ears out, but I will add that later. What do you think about the bull shark, TJ? Bull sharks can go anywhere and live in rivers. That's an interesting one. I guess I'm not fully decided on that particular animal, but I can say I'm not really keen on doing full aquatic animals. So I'm all for the Nile crocodile, I'm all for hippos, I'm all for the otters, but like the ones that have to stay in underwater like the entire time, I'm not keen on that, because that's like making two whole games in one. Because then I have to have all the waterways connect to each other. I've got to create an ecosystem for the water. It's too much. What I would probably do is just make like a whole nother game. It would be like the Great Circle underwater. You know what I mean? The Great Trench or something like that. And that would be like a fully aquatic game. Alright, so he's gonna eat this food. I'm gonna eat some of this food too. Now, if you notice, I need to move that up a little bit. The food has a number value, which tells you how much is left. Let's see if he goes to the next one. Yep. So this is the migration function I talked about. So once that food was consumed, we now have a new migration path. All the animals are going to do what this one is doing and what we're doing. We're now migrating to a new area with more food, and we spend our time there until all the food it's been eaten, and then we move on. And that's going to be a big part of being a herbivore. Find food, move on. Find food, move on. At least for 1.6, at least in the beginning. I have a lot of things in mind for making the experience much more immersive and effective than just following food. Because if you look in the bottom right hand side of the screen, you don't just see hunger, you see thirst, you see hide, skin, digestion, fat reserves, sleep, oxygen, growth, total health. I have a lot of things in mind for what the player is going to be able to do that's going to make survival more than just surviving with water and food. Now, of course, you compete with the animals for food, so whoever gets there starts to really tear down the food. So you can see that we're all migrating. Now you're going to see this bush start to disappear once the ibex. See that? The food got consumed. Now we have to move on to the next one. And this is how the migration is going to work. Pretty neat, huh? Now, some of these foods have more nutritional density than others, so you'll see one that has a 5 next to it, and then you'll see one that has a 10. The 10 obviously is more nutritiously dense, so it'll last longer. The ones that have a lower number, something like this sheep here, can eat it up pretty quickly. And so we just keep competing to eat up all the food until it's all gone. I need to move this down because the thing's getting in the way. Let's put it towards the bottom here. Let's see how long it takes him to eat up all the food. What up, Raptor? Let me scroll these questions real quick. Let's see here. TJ, will you be playing the game with us when it's released? Absolutely, I will be. Now, mind you, 1.6 isn't going to be the multiplayer one. I think the next big version after 1.6 will be the one where I focus on a dedicated multiplayer server. So that's where you're going to get the more traditional experience, like in the Isle or Beast of Bermuda or Path of Titans. Now they have the community servers. So we'll have it like that. Right now, it's this is single player focused. So you'll be able to play this by yourself offline. What I want to do is make it so that like you can grow your animal in single player mode if you want, and then you can bring it into like a multiplayer server. Look at little wildebeest running away from something. So you can see the herd is moving on. This is working out pretty nicely. They're just going from food to food, just devouring it. And those guys back there are devouring other food. Let me scroll the questions. The thing slows down when I click away from the screen like I'm doing right now, so maybe if I move it off screen it will. Still doing it. Dang, it's a lot of questions. Let me see here. Will AI do mating dances and dominance fight? Yes, they already do dominance. And the mating rituals are something that I'm very, very, very interested in making a big part of the game. So that'll come into play with nesting and giving birth and raising young. You know, finding a mate, you know, making sure that your mate's in season and going to the right places for it. That's a big part of the experience beyond survival. Like the tagline of the game is survival is only the beginning. That means that, you know, once you figure out how to thrive with your own animal and make it to adulthood, there's a whole nother part of the game that you can engage in, you know, beyond just getting to adulthood. Now you can, oh, there's a natural disaster. There's a tornado spawned over there. So there's a whole nother thing in the game that you can engage with. Like you can now start to look for mates, look for the right mating areas, try to find a mate. You know, you may have to compete. So like, let's say you find an eligible mate, but there's a dominant male or something in the group that prevents you from mating. So you have to challenge the male or the dominant animal in the group before you'll be able to mate. So all of that I want to be in the game. I think that makes it more interesting. I think it makes it more realistic, and I think it just complicates the experience more and kind of gives players more enjoyment, because you're getting more of a full realistic animal experience where you have to really think like an animal. Okay, now we have more elephants. Migration system up. We despawned our giraffe. I should give the giraffes more time. I love seeing giraffes in the background. The elephant needs more time too. We still got another one way over there. So that's going to be the last food in this area. Then everyone's going to be migrating towards that area over there. Let's see here. Will there be Sunni and Dink Dinks? I'm not sure yet. I don't know at this point. I can't really comment on what animals will or won't be. I can only just say I'm in favor of every African native animal or African invasive species, and even some exotics if they fit with the lore. I'm in favor of a lot of things, but I can't really say definitely or definitely not at this point before 1.6 is done. See if I missed another question. Team Ronan and Sable Antelope. I'm in favor of both of those actually. The Sable Antelope they look interesting. And of course the Ronans. Will AI do mating? Oh, already did that one. Let's see. What do you think about quaggas, TJ? I have researched them, and quaggas have lived in Africa. I don't know. You brought that up the other day, I think. I have to look into those. I haven't looked into those yet. They are extinct? Okay. Well, as far as extinct animals, there's a possibility that we will have some extinct animals. Something like a Tasmanian tiger, for example. But that would play heavily into the story. That plays heavily into the lore of the game, which is yet another thing that you can engage with after you survive growing up into an adult. You can go throughout the world looking for like story clues and things that come from the lore. Look at the migration here. Isn't this nice? They're just following the food. They're kind of bumping into each other, but and then going in a straight line. Let's see here. Wildebeest baby is so small. Yeah, there's different sizes. There's not one size for babies. Sometimes they come in half grown, sometimes they're fully grown as babies, and sometimes they're really, really small as babies. So it's kind of random. Raptor says, I'm not sure if you have this yet, but a cool feature when playing horned animals is they grow indefinitely like a real life, and the more you use them, the more they are going to break off and so on. Yeah, actually, I am in favor of that. I don't have that functionality yet, but I'm working on it from time to time. I have the elephants where some of them have tusk and some don't. Like my elephant does not have tusk, but I think the other one has tusk. And what I'm going to do is make them grow. They don't grow yet, but I'm in favor of that. Oh, he died. so we're eating up all the food. Oh my god. I got a little collision issue there. That one has tusks. See that elephant? And that's just one type of tusk. I have 7. Oh, some of them are dying. I don't know if they're dying from water or what. I gotta pay a little closer attention. Scroll some questions. Jay Brizzo says, so what's going on? So we're testing the migration system, Jay. I'm about to show it to you again. Let me see here. You're gonna be an elephant? Yep. Here's my proof. I present to you the elephant. I present to you 2 elephants. One with tusk and one without tusk. So, and what you're looking at if you're just joining us is the migration system that I have made is food-based. So basically they eat up all the food in one area, and then another area gets food, and then all the animals have to move to the next area. See how they ate up the bush there? So now everyone is going to basically migrate to a new area now. So even though this is single player mode, you kind of get that feel like you're in here with a whole bunch of other animals, because they're all trying to do the same thing, survive. So they look for food, and they also look for water. You know what? I just figured out why those other animals died. They once the water limit ran out, I didn't put the marker for the water in, so that's why they just died immediately. I should make it so that they have the time limit, but I have it to where they just die immediately. So I'll fix that. But yeah, the migration is working. And this will be in 1.6. Okay, let's see. Questions? Will Atlas Deer be playable? Still an open question. I believe eventually it will be. I was almost done with making it playable, but then I upgraded the model. So it won't be in 1.6, but eventually it should be. Alright, so I believe I'm going to run into my first bug once this food source is gone right here. Second bug, actually. What else have I been working on? Man, I wish I could show you a list. lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that has to be done when you start to export a game, because one of the things that the engine that I use does is when you export, they'll start to show you errors that you don't see when you're building blueprints and stuff, you know, just building the game, because it doesn't scan for them. But at the end, when you want to export, it does scan for them. But, you know, working on expanding the roster, working on making sure that the map is at least minimally optimized, because some of those areas play better than others. Working on just reliability, working on making sure that none of the plugins that I use crash the game. So much stuff. See, those are carcasses. One of the things I need to fix also is they're too close together. Like, I kind of want carcasses just kind of spread out randomly, you know, and they go away over time. Oh, there's a carcass over there. So now, let's see what they are doing. I think they're looking for food. They're waiting for food. Because we've consumed all the food. So now we need a new migration path. So now the bug that I'm going to fix right after this is I'm going to make sure that once the last piece of grass is consumed, that's when the new migration area respawns. But I also am thinking about leaving this in place, because what happens is when you eat the last piece of food, you know, you as a player know automatically, oh, well, there's food somewhere else now. But what if there's not? Like, that's not always a guarantee. Like, when an animal eats food in real life, that there's food somewhere else, there might not be food for some time. So maybe it's okay to have it to where there is actually no food for like the next 15-20 minutes maybe. That also adds pressure to the fact that you need to get to the food first, because you may not be able to get your fill before the next migration area generates. See, that giraffe just died. I think the giraffe died of water though, because he got some food before he went. Oh, what's that? I think that's a leopard. Leopard's hunting something over there. See that rock over there? That's one of those randomly generated dens. So I made some dens that'll just kind of like randomly. Oh my god, everything's getting ready to die. The elephant's collision is work in progress. This is one of the reasons that actually I need to switch that to away from ragdoll to just use the death animation. But what I was saying was, so you can build nests, you can build dens, you can dig burrows, but sometimes we'll just generate some automatically, just randomly, so that you can just kind of discover a den that you may want to just use as your home. This is an example of something that the world provided the player. The world just gave the player a den. But now remember, other animals know that this is a den and can use it too. So if you're not occupying it, or even if you are, they may try to take it from you. But this is a den that just kind of randomly generated. So until we get a new migration, things are just going to die. But I think what I'm going to do, I think I want to switch it to once the last piece of food is consumed, it'll automatically go to a new migration path. That way all the animals will keep moving. Because right now they don't really know what to do, they're just kind of standing around. You know what, actually, let me test something real quick. I think I'm going to put them all on a kind of random roaming mode and just set their food threshold really high. That way I should get the effect of, if they're not looking for food, they're just roaming around. Because right now they're just going to kind of confuse us, like, there's no water, there's no food, what do we do? We're just going to die here. Mommy. Alright. First, actually, let me fix the elephant thing. I'm gonna make it use its death animation instead of the ragdoll. Give me a second. I'll do it at the root. That way it affects all the other elephants too. Okay, I just updated the elephant. Now I'm going to make the animals roam. And let me, before I decide to change the migration code, let me just see what how that looks. Let's see how it feels when we put it in here. So I'm just gonna start right over here with my buddy again. Will baboon grooming be added? Absolutely. That's one of the things I want to do too. Like, I don't have it right now, but I want to put the grooming thing as one of the stats too. Hang on, let me save everything before I hit the play button again, just in case. Yeah, so grooming is going to be something that pretty much every animal is going to need to do, like, because if you don't groom, what I'll have is ticks will slowly start to take your stats down. So you'll be able to either groom yourself, groom your group mates, or just kind of let some oxpeckers just stay on you and take care of the fleas and stuff for you. Alright, let's go ahead and load it up. Oh, I missed one. Is it okay if you play as giraffe? Actually, I will switch to giraffe after this one, because I already put it in to do the elephant again. Giraffe's one of my favorites. So right now we are loading. Oh, I think we got some issues with the stream. It looks like it's lagging. Let me see if I can, there's no motion, so that's the reason why it'll be hard to notice. But once the thing gets started, it'll be easy to see that it's lagging. Let's see if we can get that bit rate back up. So this is the migration area. We have the food spawning around the migration area. Now all the animals should start to make their way towards this area with the food. We got the turtle. I feel for you turtle players. You're gonna be last to the food every time. Oh, there's an elephant coming. So what'll happen is animals will be a distance away, right? But if a new food area pops up, you'll start to see them make their way, because that elephant came from way over there. Now he's coming to the new area where the food is, which is great. There's another elephant over there too. Giraffe over there. Team Tano. God dang it, dude. It looks like the stream is going slower. Oh, I don't know. Just kind of, it speeds up at random times. Let's see here. Will Atlas... Oh, I already did that one. Will sheep be playable? Undecided. Because I don't know how many types of sheep I will have. The domestic sheep, the kind of cattleless sheep, won't be playable, I don't think. But the ones that are more wild, I think, probably will be. I'm in favor of making as many animals playable as possible. Let me see. What kind of dance is that? I don't know. I think I have the idle on loop. Let me see. Under the ground dens and burrows. Will we be able to see underground dens and burrows? Yes, but I don't know if that'll be a function of scent or if you just have to rely on just finding it organically by sight. Still an open question on how, but there will be like, the game will generate dens for you, like already made, pre-made dens that you don't have to dig. Will there be Barbary lion? I'm not sure. Is that the extinct one? If so, there's a possibility. How come we never play as lion? Lion's not ready yet. I'm testing it for the AI, but it's not ready for playable yet. Cats and deaths animations. Yeah, I like the elephants. I'm not even showing all the elephant animations. Elephant has tons more animations that are not even used yet, but I'm going to use them for stuff like mating calls, like dominance challenges. I've got stuff once I get to that stage that will come into play. Could you show a list of things working on in DMs, please? That's too big of a list, and it changes so fast. That's one of the reasons that I stopped updating the animal list, because I was like adding like a couple animals a day. It was like I would have to go to the website, update the list there. I have to go to Discord, update the list there. Go to the profiles of the social media, update the list there. It just got a little bit, and then the roadmap, it just got like, it started to take too much time to do that. So I just like every once in a while I'll update the animal list, but it's like I add animals, like I'm guaranteed adding new animals like every single week, even if I don't show them. Like they just may not be ready for the game yet. Like they may just be, I'm still setting up animations, or I'm still adding functionality, adding the AI, but like I'm adding new stuff all the time. But when 1.6 comes out, I'll take the time to sit down and like list all the features, list the bugs and stuff that I overcame, and we'll do that. All right, so right now what we're looking at, if anyone's just joining us, is testing the migration system using food as like the primary motivating factor for why animals migrate. So all these animals are doing what they're doing based on where the food is. And for this iteration, what I want to see is once the food is all eaten, do they go to their roam behavior, or do they just stand in place like they did last time? Probably do want to have more distance between the bigger ones, like the elephants and the giraffes. They tend to give each other a wide berth. Oh, I had a despawn there. You see, did the migration area change? No. Game looks great. Can't wait for release. Thank you. We're getting closer. We're getting closer and closer. Look how big the giraffes are, dude. I'm not fully grown, but those giraffes are freaking huge. Oh yeah, I need to. Somebody asked if we could see like a herd of the wildebeest. I'll see how many. I'll see how many we could fit on screen in this stream. I'll see if we can do like 50 or so. That might be too many, but we'll see. Just so we can get the feel of what a herd of the wildebeest will look like. So the other thing is you can have splits between the herd. Like you can have part of the herd over here eating this food, and then you have a bunch of animals over there eating that food way over there. And a cool feature that I'm going to be working on after 1.6 is like the animals stampeding. Like if there's like a lion or something that charges out of nowhere and it scares one of the animals, that will set off like other animals running and stuff too. And you'll get to actually see a herd just stampede, because right now you're seeing a herd migrate, but I'm going to add to that herd mentality, not just migrate but stampede and other things too. I think they're almost done eating up all the food. So what I'm going to be looking for is for these guys to just start roaming random locations until the new food generates. I may have to make an adjustment with the food threshold. Now they're going to rejoin the herd. Buffalo looks okay. It looks all right. It's not great looking. That's why I show it less than the other ones. But yeah, I have something coming that will replace and update the old Buffalo model. Right now, it has really good sounds. Which team you on? Team Sable Antelope or Ronin Antelope? Good question. The cute, weird-looking sable ones, or the, wait, am I thinking of the right ones? I'll go with Ronin. Let me see here. Which team will you be on? Team Black Wildebeest or Team Blue Wildebeest? I think probably Team Blue Wildebeest, although I'm looking forward to getting those black ones in too. They look kind of cool. Oh, we got a new migration area with new food. So you see, now we have a new migration area. It populated with new food. What I want to do though is have it spawn farther away so that it's a longer journey to get to the next food source. So I think that I'm going to go into the backside of the blueprint code and just adjust how far away it will spawn. It'll be like random. Like sometimes it'll be closer, sometimes it'll be much farther. Oh, my guy's getting hungry, so I'm gonna partake. Now also what I'm going to do is, you notice not all this food looks the same. So you've got patches of grass, you've got bushes. I'm going to make it so that the animals don't all eat all the food. I'm going to make it some of them eat some of the food and others get certain types of food. Eventually. Right now this is working out pretty okay. I'm just gonna hang out with the sheep over here. The sheep's eating up all the little grass. Like, I imagine the big bushes will be like for the bigger animals, like the elephants. And I'm gonna put some food trees in for the browsers, like the giraffes. Let me see here. Can you get closer to it? To the buffalo? In a second. I don't want to show off the buffalo. It doesn't look great, but I'll get closer to it. What was your inspiration for this game? My inspiration for this game was, I guess it started with playing the Isle. I enjoyed that a lot, and I wanted to look around for... There we go. So that's what it looks like when I don't use the ragdoll and I just let it use its death animation. That's how the elephant dies. He falls over. I tend to favor ragdoll more than death animation because it just gives you more variety. Like if you die next to a rock or something, with ragdoll you slump over the rock. But when you use death animation, it's the same death every single time. So there's no variation to it. There's no environment taken into account. That's why I like the ragdoll, and it's easier to set up ragdoll for me. But the death animation for the elephant looks nice, so I'll just leave the elephant's death animation. I forgot to pay attention. I don't know why they died. It might have been for water. I think it's for water. So I think I'll just add some water to this environment. That way they can switch between the water and the food. Yeah, I think it's water. But yeah, so my inspiration for the game, I guess, would be there's like a not one single thing. It's kind of like a mixture. So I would say some of the Isle, some of the Lion King, and just some of me just wanting to be a video game developer for a long time, but not giving it a try until like last year. Because what I did was I was watching people do it online. Like I was watching like Epic Games depth streams and stuff, and I would be like, oh, this looks like something I could possibly do. And then I noticed the Isle devs were using some of the same stuff, so I decided to give it a try, and then this game just kind of birthed, just came out of nowhere. But I was looking around as a player at first. I just wanted to play a game like this, but there wasn't one. So if there had been one, I might not have ever started working on this. I might have just played that game and been alright with it. And who knows if I would have pursued game development after that, but definitely a big inspiration. Also, who doesn't love animals? You know what I mean? You know what I wanted to be when I was little? Well, probably half the world has said this. I wanted to be a zoologist. You know? But, you know, you get older and you think about money. You look at how much school you gotta do, how much money you make doing that job, so you go with something else. But I wanted to be a zoologist because I was always watching like Animal Planet and Discovery Channel and stuff. So it'd be really funny if this actually turns out to be my career after this. Because it's like, well, you gave up on your dream of being a zoologist, but you ended up making a game about animals. That'd be kind of funny. Alright, so the next iteration we're going to add some water so that they don't die of water. And what else do I need to do? Let's just do that and do it one by one. So, give me a second, let me grab a marker. Should be good enough. I don't need to draw the whole spline. Oh yeah, I'm gonna switch to giraffe now because somebody asked. Will you be able to see inside dens? You'll be able to do more than that. You'll be able to go inside them. Let's load this one up. All right, let's start the simulation. Jay Brizzo says, how long would an in-game day be? That's an open question right now. Right now, the way I have it set is like, I think It's like 30 minutes and like 15 for the night. I've had it switched around. Part of the reason is because I wanted to see some of the nighttime functions. Some of the animals go to sleep at night and some of them are active during the day. So I changed the setting around, but I'm hovering around between between 30 minutes to an hour for the day and between 15 minutes to 30 minutes for the night. Part of this is dependent on how dark it gets at night. I haven't, things have been kind of fluctuating with that. Where I think it'll come out is in 1.6, I think will be 30 minutes for day, 30 minutes at night. So it'll be like an equal thing. Oh, Jesus, the graphics card. Hang on one second. So frustrating. All right. Try this again. All right, let's load that. When you're first born, will you be vulnerable and blind and not able to move? For how long would you stay in that stage? When you're first born, you will be vulnerable, as most animals are. You won't be blind, I don't think, because it's a video game and I can't have players that can't see anything. Maybe I'll have dulled senses, maybe. We'll see, but I don't think blindness is a playable thing. Like, I'm not working on the graphics and all this stuff just for people not to be able to see anything. But you will grow out of the infant stage into like a young juvenile stage. I'm not sure how long that will take yet. Could you do like a list of stuff you're working on? I can't do a list of stuff I'm working on. It's a long list, my friend. It would take more time to keep that list, to compose that list and keep it up to date than is justified. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I can't do both. The other thing is, the really interesting stuff I can't really talk about anyways, because it doesn't have anything to do with gameplay. It has to do with how my strategy behind making this game work better than other games that may be around. And so that's why some stuff, it's got to stay private. Alright, so here's our giraffe. Oh, in the DMs. No, I'm not gonna do that in the DMs either. It's just not. I can't do that with players. It doesn't make any sense. I might do it. I mean, I would do it with other developers who are working on a game, obviously, because we would have to. But I mean, that's not something that I share with players. This is what I'll share with players. See? Look at the frogs. You wanted frogs, you got frogs. And I have so many more. I have a lot of different frogs that I'm adding. Not just these, but I got the bullfrogs. The bullfrogs are in a game, but I have other kinds of frogs. Now, I am still working on it, so I know the jump is a little bit badly timed, but the walk is pretty cool. And right now the frogs help eat the food. Now this time we're going to be looking to see if any of them die from thirst. Probably make them get a little closer. I have it this way on purpose. Like there's a real collision issue sometimes when animals try to eat from the same food. So I could probably get them a little closer. And the migration continues. Can I see the resting? Sure. I don't have the sleep in yet. I have sleeping, but I don't have it playable yet. So the most you can do is just sit down and rest. Oh, and actually, it can look better. The animations are all set to scale. So if the game starts to slow down, the animations will scale. So sometimes the animation look like they're clipping, or they look like they're what's a good word? Not clipping. They look frozen. They do that not because that's what the animation looked like. It does it just to help optimize the game when it's struggling. But you'll notice that when the game looks more smooth, everything looks more smooth. The animations look smoother, the texture looks better. So it does scale to help save memory and save performance. Because if I don't do that, what will happen is the game will crash. So rather than doing that, I'd rather just cut the animations down and mess up or cut the textures. And so the quality of some things will go down if the game is struggling. And that actually does make the animations look, you'd be surprised how different, like they look like they're not the same animations. My friend the elephant. Oh, mama. Freaking giraffes are huge. You know they're born 6 feet tall, like straight out of the womb, already taller than most people. Infants. They're giants. Ooh. Sister. Big sis. Will otters be able to see clearly underwater? It will depend more on the water. It's a kind of an open question because I'm kind of going back and forth between two waters right now. Look at this. Had to kill him. keep missing him. Got him. The giraffes have their own unique sounds, but I don't have it to where you press the button and it does it. Right now it just kind of automatically does them. So every now and then my giraffe will make a sound. They sound kind of weird. I thought about making up sounds from like just fictional sounds, because the fictional ones would sound more believable than actual giraffe sounds. If you listen to a giraffe, you might not realize they would ever make the kinds of sounds that they make. But I think that it makes more sense to just have the real sounds in instead of making up fictional sounds that may look better or sound better. But eventually I'm going to have the calls. So you can do your giraffe broadcast kind of call, your giraffe friendly call, your giraffe mating call, your giraffe threatening call, or whatever. Eventually, but we're not there yet. Dens are populating. Oh, there's a second den. I think he's stuck on it. Can I walk through here? Let me see. I'm going in, boys. I'm going in. I'm taking one for the team. I did it. I'll walk right through here like a boss. They can't go through though. Look, getting stuck on it. Oh wait. Yeah, they're getting stuck on it. I could actually make this more accurate. That's actually not bad. Why are they trying to get on this thing? Look, he walked through it. He walked underneath it. Look at them. They're all trying to be Simba. That kind of looks like the Lion King rock, doesn't it? That looks like the that looks like Pride Rock, the thing in front of the big thing. All that's missing is the back piece, and this should be more level. Now I'm the king of Pride Rock. Let me get down. My IK does not look good right now. Now, one thing I am noticing is crowding is a little bit of an issue. Like, we can have like 5 to 10 animals around one bush, so maybe these bushes can be a little more spread out. But you know what will help solve that too is when I start to mark the different ones for different species. So some of this food will be elephant food, some of it will be wildebeest food, some of it will be for rabbits. I'm gonna get some of this grass before they get some. Look at him, he wants this little patch. Oh. I guess it's for me then. Oh, I can't reach it. So one of the things is that's edible, but it's like my food hitbox. Oh, when I bend down, I can reach it. But my food hitbox thing is on the top of my head, so there's food that I can't reach as a giraffe because it's too low. But when I bend my head down, now I can reach it. Nobody's died of water yet, so let's see if anybody's gonna actually start heading to water. It should be like 50%, and then they start going to water. God dang it, I think there's a mosquito in my room. I think this migration system is a success. I think we can do a real world test to just kind of see the environment around us as we do the migration. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to fix with the despawn thing. I at least should double the time that they're allowed to. I think they're going to water now. The water's this direction. The migration area is that way. No, this one's looking for food. That one's looking for food. Okay, there's just food over here. Oh, there are more animals on the map than I thought there were. So this is kind of an example of how many the game can handle. Oh, I think that one's going to water. This is how many we can handle. A lot of animals, like way off in the distance too. I think that's a vulture in the sky. Lots of animals. I gotta see where this elephant's going because I feel like he's going to water. If he's going to water, it's a really good thing. It's a good sign. There we go. Oh, yep, he's looking for water. Woot! Gotta make sure that he makes it to the water. It's a really good thing. I wasn't sure that it was going to work properly without me doing the spline. That's its migration path here. I need some water too, so we're both going to get some water. Jesus, I forgot to answer the questions. Hang on, let me get some water and I'll answer some questions. Alright, let's see here. Jesus. Ah. God, why do I not have a bot that works? Let me see here. I'm only gonna read the questions. Can you play as an adult rhino next, by chance? Not this stream. I've got a couple things to work on with the rhino. But you will be able to play it in 1.6. It does work. I just want to fix something first before I put it on screen. I think the camera's broken for it. Like, I think like when I load it in, it's gonna be like a camera up its butt crack. I have to adjust it because it's the wrong camera length. Plus a couple other things. But you will get it in 1.6. You'll be able to play the rhino. See here. Oh, I already did that one. Let me see. Can you attack buffaloes? Yes, you can attack anything, and anything can attack you. Will giraffes have a black? Will have giraffes have black tongue in the game? Dark. I don't know about black. Dark ones. They kind of look more purple. You can't really see. Like, I haven't really... Like, oh, I just turned adult. Hang on. I'll get right back to the questions. Give me a second. I need to do the camera for the adult. So it's kind of like... I have this issue with the rhino right now. Like, I gotta adjust turning. The turning for the giraffe is not as smooth as it is for the baby. But this is the player adult giraffe. He's 50% grown, so he can get twice as big. I wish there was another one to compare it with. But like right now, like I have to adjust the motion so that it's not doing this turning thing, see? So that it'll like do the actual turning stuff. But it's not fully set up. But it will be. Just give it time. Alright, let me see. God dang it. I can't see the scroll bar. Alright, let's see. Let me go back to where play this in line. I already did that one. You know what? Let me look on the other screen. Hang on. Sorry. God dang it. I didn't mean to exit. Alright, it'll be easier to scroll on the other thing. Let's see here. And try to answer these in order. How long is a day? I already saw that one. Scroll too far. Let's see here. Can I see? Oh, we already did that one. The resting animation. That's where the resting animation is so satisfying. It looks good. Yep. I think you're talking about the giraffe. Did you make it yourself, the animation? Some stuff in this game I make from scratch, some things I don't. That includes animations, rocks, the sky, clouds, materials. Some things people have done a better job of, so I just patronize their stuff because it's ready-made. But I won't get into naming specifics about what is or what isn't made from scratch because that's a little too much info. Just in case, what's the word? Well, just in case, let's say a competitor or two may not have been aware that something was available, and if I say I did or didn't make something, it would kind of let them know, oh, I'll just go and do the same thing. you know, which they have the right to do. If I have content in the game that's not exclusive, they have the right to use it too. But I kind of don't want to help them, so I'll just say some stuff, yes, made by me from scratch, some stuff not. It really doesn't matter beyond that. I think that's a fair way to answer it. Let's see here. This thing always scrolls 4 times faster on the other screen. Can you, already did that one. Let me reload this while I'm doing that. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to get back to where I was in the order of the questions here. God dang it. It keeps moving. Could you, already did that one. The giraffe, oh, okay, already did that one. Here we go, this is where I left off. Sound like a sheep? Yep, it does. That's what I was saying. Plates of rhino, already did that one. Black tongues, already did that one. Is this your first time here? Oh, let's see here. I feel like they're, already did that one. Alright, message is invisible. I feel ignored for like 30 minutes. No, you're not invisible. I'm just in the middle of development, so I don't answer the questions as soon as they come. I wish I had the bot to just ask them as I'm doing it. But I should be able to get to all of them. Just give me a second to finish scrolling. And make sure I'm in a position I can watch what's going on here. At least keep an eye on the number. Okay, go back to questions here. When you are born as a bird, will you be able to see inside of your egg and press a button to crack it open? That's sort of interesting. I think it'd be cool to have a player break out of the egg. I don't think that we'll have you sitting in the egg looking outward, though. I don't think that we'll do that. But I like the idea of breaking out of the egg and just being like a fresh-born chick with the eggshell just broken away from you, because I actually know how to break the meshes up like that. We'll see. But I don't think the sitting in the egg thing will happen. Let me see here. I'm skipping I'm not reading the comments, guys. I'm only reading the questions about the game, because there's too many comments that I've missed. I feel like I got the questions. But I also feel like I might have missed a bunch. Just scroll one more time. No, Atlas Deer playable. I already did some of those. Okay. So if I miss your question at this point, if I haven't answered it yet, just ask it again, and I'll keep an eye out for it. Make sure you put the question mark, because I'm looking for the question marks. Otherwise, I might be missing legit questions. All right, we back. Can't stop thinking about your zebra model. The zebra is one of the most commented animals for it to be the least visible. Am I getting attacked? I think I'm getting attacked. I'm getting attacked and defended. Yo, what the hell? He just yeeted us both. I think he was trying to defend me from the other one. Now it goes back into the new game screen. Alright. You know what? Let's go real world. Let's go real world. Since they found the water on their own last time, let's do a real world test real quick. So I'm going to switch to the actual map and see how it plays. I'm going to combo map 4. Will there be dewakers? Too early to say specifically what animals will be in beyond what's in right now. Unless it's a really popular animal like for example, the lion's not in playable right now. But of course we're going to put the lion in once it's ready. But the dewakers, I saw several types of those in the Discord, and I will at some later date determine which one of those, if not all of them, will be in. Can you play as a tick? As tick bird or some other kind of bird that eats blood of other animals? I'm not sure. I've never heard of a tick bird. I know about oxpeckers. I know we probably have more bird species in this game than any other kinds of species. Like, we have at least 17 bird species in this game. I mean, we've got secretary bird, we've got pigeons, we've got seagulls, we've got shoebill storks, we have white storks, we've got golden eagles, we've got griffin vulture, we've got so many different birds. So certainly no shortage of birds. All right, I think we're going to go to the center and play from there. Let me get rid of these lines. Let me load the middle part so I'll know that I'm in there. So as far as I can do, it'll be easier for me to say what's the playable bird. So in 1.6, you're going to be able to play as Secretary Bird, that's 1. You're going to be able to play as the Golden Eagle, that's 2. Tawny Owl, 3. It might only be those 3. I'm not sure about the other ones just yet. So those 3. But in the future, I think you'll be able to play as all the birds, like including the pigeon if you want to. Alright, so I'm going to just plop down right here. I don't know if I have the, hang on, let me think. Do I have population control? I don't think I do, which is good. Okay, so we'll just plop right here. So this is the center. Oh, this is a good way, this is a good time to explain kind of the way the map is laid out. Okay, so in version 1.5, the current version of the game that's available to people, you currently have this area that you can play in. It's called the brush region. It's one map, right? It's a pretty big area, right? But it's just one. You don't have any of this other stuff. So what I've been working on is expanding the map's size so you can leave this region and go to this region, and leave this region and go to this region and this region. So it's going to expand from 1 area to 9 areas. You got the mountains over here, you've got the canyons over here, you got a desert over here, savanna here, grassland here, marshlands down here. This is unused. This is unused, so I have some work to do in some of these other parts, but I think it's just temporarily going to be savanna, just like a big ass savanna. But it's really, it doesn't have much characteristics to it yet. But that's kind of like how the layout is. Now, beyond that, I can actually go even further. So I've actually started to go beyond that and just start to put a jungle region here. We can't handle it yet, but I think the new version of this engine that I'm using will be able to let me go beyond 9 comfortably without losing performance. So you can expand, you can expect us to get even bigger. But this is kind of the layout of the Great Circle right now. And basically the big canyon circle is all around it. That's kind of how it works. And we're going to go to the center region, which is the grasslands. That's where this is. Will there be flamingos? Yes, eventually. The flamingo that I wanted doesn't have all the stuff that I need. It's not a complete flamingo yet, so I'm working on getting the flamingos in. Yeah, we can go we can go to the jungle. There are two. There's one near the mountains, and that one is under heavy development, but I can show you the first version of it after I do a little bit of testing in this area. So what we're looking for is the same thing that we saw on the Blink. Oh shit. On the Blink test map. But here. This one's gonna be a little choppier. Oh, I may have to do a nav mesh for this. Okay, migration area is over here, so I should find food in this direction. Probably going to hide the migration area name thing when you actually get the version of the game, so it'll just be like be an arrow or whatever, and you'll only see it when you press like your sent button or something, so it's not always on the screen. Kind of in the way for a lot of people. Face reveal? Not yet. Whoa, we're getting closer. Is that food? Yeah, that's food. One way to find food is just follow other animals, because they're going to be heading towards food too. Ooh, I'm gonna be with the other giraffe. No, it's not you. The game is going actually around. And check the bit rate. It's actually streaming 10 FPS. I'm about to make an adjustment, see if that improves the performance. Part of it is the map is still loading some stuff while I'm playing it. See a big elephant in the distance. Alright, let me make a couple adjustments. We're going to take the tag off. Show that on proximity only. See if this will improve. The map has to load the rest of the nav mesh. Yeah, the Windows actually it's missing a few things. Like it's gonna have other stuff in there too. Not only that, and that's only one half, those are temporal stats. They're like always changing as you play. What you're also going to get are perks. So basically you're going to have permanent stats. Stats like strength, stats like power, speed. You're going to have those kind of increase over time, depending on if you focus on increasing your speed or if you focus on increasing your attack power. So your animal is going to have like unique stats. It's also going to have levels. So if you look all the way at the bottom of the screen and next time the thing comes up, you'll see that there's a level 1 on the animal. So you're going to be able to actually level your animal. Thank you. I hope people like it. I need like a good looking tree to put up here. This one looks a little ominous. That's gonna be like the life tree. Also, let me do the fog real quick. Still have a little bit more to load. We'll see where we're at as soon as it's done. Oh yeah, let me turn off the screen messages. That will stuff out of the way. Almost no herbivores. Well, the thing is, there's gonna be herbivores no matter what, because there are just animals in the world too, so not just players, but you'll just encounter herbivore animals. Actually, let me switch to the other screen. That might help. Addexes, I would like to add them in the future. Will there be more devs in the future? Quite possibly. It's going to depend on how much support we get. Well, it starts with a wish. I wished I could be a dev, and now I am doing it. I'm doing it for free, but you know, it's a start. You actually get paid for it later. Yeah, I think they will be. I think the Addexes will fit well with the Arabian Oryxes in the desert part of the map. I think that's where they'll do best.